it's Hannah, and welcome back to my channel, or hi, hello if you're new here. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Hannah. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out me and my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing a candy cane inspired eye look. So we are getting right on into the holiday festivities, and we're going to do something that is really neat. I kind of came up with this idea on my own, so let's go ahead and get right on into this makeup tutorial. Alright, I hope y'all have your makeup brushes and your makeup ready because we are just going to dive right on into this and we're going to get started. So the very first thing that I'm going to be doing is, well, I did already fill in my eyebrows with my mixed eyebrow pomade, and I already primed my eyes. So now what I'm going to be doing is going into my James Charles. This is the Fenty palette, and what I'm going to be doing with this palette is I really want to play with the red shade in this palette. So I'm going to be using the shade Are You Kidding? And to me, that is just a really pretty holiday red. So what I'm going to be doing with this shade is I'm going to be going right on into the outer half of my lid / crease area. I'm going to be using a very tiny detailed crease brush to apply that product to the eye. Alright, I'm going to be going into this Game of Cones palette. This is the Fury of the Oven palette. I have no idea what brand this palette is from. This was gifted to me by a very sweet subscriber. I'm going to go into the shade Cakeless Men, which is just right there. I'm going to take that onto the same detailed crease brush. What I'm going to do with this color is apply this to the inner part of my lid / crease area. Alright, so now I'm going to go into my Pigment Palettes. This is their Slay Essentials palette. Freaking love this palette. This is a really good palette, and I can't believe that this palette is almost a year old, if I'm not mistaken, and it already might be a year old, but it came around out around the time last year. So what I'm going to be doing is taking that shade Manicure. It's just a matte white. Now I know the James Charles palette has a matte white in it, but I'm going to use that shade in another tutorial, and I really don't want to be repetitive and like using the same stuff in the same video, so that's why I'm just going to stick with using Manicure. I'm going to be applying that to the center of the lid / crease area with this little flat shader brush right here. Taking a very small detailed crease brush, what I'm going to be doing and what I have been doing is just kind of softening up the edges and just making sure that they're really blended out. So you're going to go in very tiny circular motions, and you just don't want any harsh edges. So that's why I'm really taking the time to blend it out. Be sure to have your shadow switcher on hand. Just kind of, brush it off in your shadow switcher after each use of each eye, and then go on to the other eye. The reason that I'm doing this is because I really want this to be very well blended. So take out your time to blend this eye look, because trust me, it's going to take a lot of blending, but once you get done with the blending, it is going to look fabulous. Now, if you want to, you could just leave this eye look as it is, but I personally like a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of shine. We all know me. I am the glitter queen, as I like to refer to myself. So what I'm going to be doing is going into the Pigment Palettes. This is the Modern Royalty palette. This palette also came out around Christmas time, but this palette, I believe, came out about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm going to be doing is taking the shade Diamond. Diamond is just a really pretty metallic white color. I'm going to be popping that onto the center of the lid, and just the center only. I'm not going to be taking that all the way up into the crease, and I'm going to be using the same flat shader brush that I used earlier. Now I'm going to be curling my eyelashes with my e.l.f. eyelash curler, and then I'm going to be going in with some mascara. The mascara that I'm using today is just the Great Lash from Maybelline. Now I'm going to be going into some false eyelashes, and I'm going to be using the Kiss 5D Mink lashes. These are in the style Belle. These are just my favorite dramatic lashes. And to apply them, I'm going to be using this metal eyelash applicator. I'm also going to be using my favorite glue because I finally used up all of that black glue, and let me tell you, that was just misery. Like, I hate black eyelash glue. It is so messy. It is just so hard to work with. So I'm really happy that I finally have my Kiss strip lash adhesive in clear back. Yes, this is my favorite glue ever. This holds, this stays. I freaking love it. So that is what I'm going to be using today. Now it's time for complexion, so I'm going to be using the Believe Beauty. This is their Skin Finish Foundation. This is in the shade Linen, and I'm just going to be applying this to my face using the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. Now I'm going to be using my NYX. This is the HD Studio Concealer, and this is just in the shade Fair. I'm going to be concealing my under eye, and I'm also going to be doing a little bit of concealing on my forehead and my chin. Now I'm going to set that concealer in place with a little bit of the Tarte. This is the Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. I like the formulation of the powder. I just don't like the packaging of this product. There are two little holes that the powder comes out of, and you really have to beat and fram on this powder to get it to come out. I don't know if you can hear that or not, so that part I really don't like, and I've tried taking tweezers to like take out the little sifter, but for whatever reason you can't do that because I guess it's like glued to the thing. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm just going to use this little brush right here from Up and Up to set my under eye concealer with, and I'm going to do a little bit of setting on the center of my forehead because that is where I get the most oily. Alright, now really quickly, I'm going to finish up the eyes. So I'm going to first go with my LA Colors. This is the white eyeliner pencil, and you know where I'm going to put this, right into my waterline. Now I'm going to go back into the game of Cones, a Fury of the Oven eyeshadow palette. I'm going to go back into that shade. This is the Sugar to Cakeless Men. That's just a funny name to me. I don't care. I'm going to be applying that to the lower lash line, but I'm going to be applying it to the inner half of my lower lash line. And I'm going to be using the e.l.f. concealer brush to apply it. Going back into my James Charles, this is the mini palette. I'm going to be taking the shade You're Kidding. I think earlier I called the shade Are You Kidding, but it's actually called You're Kidding. But anyway, it's just that red shade, and I'm going to be applying that to the outer half of my lower lash line with the same e.l.f. concealer brush. Going into my Fenty Beauty highlighter in the shade How Many Carats, I'm going to be applying this to the inner corners of my eyes, and I'm going to be using this lip brush to apply it. Now, last but certainly not least, for the lower lash line, I'm going to be going into the Great Lash Maybelline Mascara for the lower lashes. Now we're going to be finishing up the rest of my face. So I'm going to be going into my Ceàte London bronzer. This is in the shade Bamboo Bronzer. I've been trying to use this up, so that is just what I'm going to be doing today. And I'm going to be using this brush to apply the bronzer to my face. Now, I did just order me a new bronzer brush, which I'm really excited about. I've actually ordered a couple things off of the Essence website. Some of the items that I did order are for Christmas, but when my stuff does get here, I will be doing a haul on my channel. But some of the items I can't show because some of the items are gifts for other people. But anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all about that really quickly to be on the lookout for a haul coming from me really soon. is blush, and for blush today, I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is in the shade Natural Glow. Now, I felt like this blush would look really nice with this candy cane eye, so that is why I wanted to use it today, and I'm going to be using this little, it's somewhat of an angular brush. This is a bit more flat-topped than my typical angle brush that I like to use for blush. But the reason why I like to use an angle brush for blush, it's so hard to say together. Like, I always get the two confused, blush, brush. Anyway, the reason I like to use an angle is because it kind of hugs your cheekbone a lot better and just distributes the product a lot easier and more precisely on the cheek than just a regular flat top brush. But hey, you know what? You use whatever you want to use for your blush. That is the beauty of makeup. You can use whatever for whatever you please. Alright, now I'm going to be going into the Fenty Beauty highlighter again. This is in the shade How Many Carrots. I really like this highlighter. It's really pretty. I know a lot of people don't like the Fenty Beauty highlighters because they're very, very glittery, and they are, but that's why I like them, honestly. I'm a glitter type of person. I like glitter. Glitter is my everything. Now, these are a bit over the top glittery, and I will be the first to admit that, but still, nonetheless, they are beautiful highlighters. And to apply it, I'm just going to be using this cheek highlight brush. Now I'm going to be going into my Huda Beauty liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Crush. This is my favorite nude color. I freaking love this shade. I actually really like Huda Beauty's liquid lipsticks. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I do. I like the applicator. I like how tiny it is and how precise it is. So that is why I'm going to be using it today. I was a little bit torn. I didn't know what I wanted to do for the lips. So I just decided to play it safe and do a nude. But if you're doing this look at home, I definitely think you could do a pink or a red lip to pull one of the other shades. But I'm just going to be basic, and I'm going to do a nude. Alrighty, y'all, so that is it for this candy cane inspired eyeshadow tutorial. I really hope that you all did enjoy this video. I had a lot of fun creating this look. I think it turned out really, really pretty. We definitely got the red, we got the white, and then sometimes on certain candy canes, it'll kind of fade into pink. So that's why I did the pink, in case any of you was following along with this at home and wondering, why is she doing pink? That is why. I should have explained that earlier, but sometimes with certain candy canes, if you look very, very closely at them, they'll kind of fade into a like pinkish color. So that's what I wanted to represent. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a big thumbs up down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button while you're down there as well, because I'm here for you with new videos every Thursday, Saturdays, and Mondays at 6 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You could also give me a follow over on my social media as well, so that way you can keep up with me, you can keep tabs on me, and you can keep a lookout for when I post and upload new videos. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in Saturday's video. Bye, my little unicorns.